Good evening, or good day. This is Bear, the creator of the Battle of the Symbiotes series. In the current moment, I'm in the middle of filming the 8th episode of the series, and I did get a few requests from viewers in the Discord asking if I could go back and review some of my older videos. I intend for episode 8 to be wrapped up towards the first couple months of 2026, and if you want to see a lot more updates on that, I will release a teaser for that towards the 30th, but you can find the most frequent updates on the Discord. Starting chronologically, we have episode 1 here, and we'll just go as things come along. I really liked Papyrus font when I was younger. Now, in the original cut, which was on Windows Movie Maker, I believe that it had a track from Two Steps from Hell, the orchestral group, and I believe it got stricken for copyright, and I don't have the original footage, unfortunately, but I believe that's why I don't have any sound for this. Now, the Stop Motion Pro trial, I was thinking of switching to a different software, which this was more popular amongst stop-motion specific YouTubers back in the day, as well as I believe Dragon was the other one, though at the time, me being 14, 13 or so, the prices on these were a little ridiculous, so I stuck with Windows Movie Maker for most of these projects. The figures in this episode, both from I don't know if they were Hasbro or Mattel, but Spider-Man 3 figurines. And this is a 5-inch Spider-Man. I have no idea where this one ended up, unfortunately. As far as the buildings, you can see cardboard and styrofoam was the easiest way to put these together. And this one, I basically commandeered my family's living room and hallway for a good portion of a week to make this video. Real quickly on that, I don't do this very often in the modern videos, as I've found other ways I like doing this, but I have seen a lot of other stop-motion YouTubers do this. The dust effect is just cotton balls which you rip apart and spread out over the scene. Gives the illusion of some type of dust cloud spreading out, which we'll see more of that as we go along. Now, I don't think I figured out very well how to focus the camera. I believe it did have a manual setting, but I didn't find it until one of the later episodes. Starting with this, he was initially adhered to the wall with just some Scotch tape, but there will be a couple other adhesives here. Now, these were the original webs that I used. Nowadays, I'll either use armature wire with hot glue and white paint, or in episode 7, it was pretty much exclusively fishing line with hot glue. For my first videos, I was using basically just a bunch of pipe cleaners twisted together. I used a lot of first-person perspectives in the older videos. I think I only have one. Episode 7, which is when Venom does a web zip kick towards Carnage, but I don't use those as much anymore, but I do like how they look generally. Now right there, beneath Spider-Man's back, you'll see it's a type of foam clay, which I believe it was an air dry clay, but I just would use it fast enough that it wouldn't. You could get that at Michael's or Hobby Lobby, if I remember correctly. Now this I still do, is actually still looks fairly good, is just destroying cardboard, which the figures can. Usually you can make a small cut to get it started with an X-Acto knife or other razor, then just go frame by frame pushing the figures through. there's a small / very severe editing mistake here. I have absolutely no idea where this section of footage is, and I have no way of accessing it because that hard drive that has this video is dead. But there to there, I believe I had filmed that. I don't know where that section went, so a little bit of electrical tape to keep him attached to Venom's hand there. And some interesting physics on that swing, though. This one I do like. I have no idea how I managed to keep everything, including the background, out of focus for this shot, and also the flash turned on in the middle of shooting this. Goodness gracious. And we meet one of the series' recurring characters, a replica. I believe it was a 110 or 112 scale car that I have no idea where that went either. It's probably still tucked away somewhere in my parents' house. One of the more interesting attacks, a bite to shoulder to backflip to throw. And moving to here, we get to actually a fairly complicated shot to do since I didn't know how to manually focus the camera. In this case, I just basically forced it to look at Spider-Man and then moved it around until I could see through. That's just more of that same hobby foam clay that I was using earlier for making the figures stand up near each other. Though I think a couple of these have some of the pipe cleaners in them, so I could pose them easier. And as we go through commenting on these older videos, you'll see that quite a bit of the attacks and movements of the characters is based upon whatever video game I was playing at the time, and it looks like I was playing Ultimate Spider-Man around this time. Jump back there a little bit. You can see the wonders of MS Paint there to accentuate the symbiote tendrils. I believe on his feet I'm using the same adhesive that you would use for command strips. The double-sided foam adhesives actually works fairly well for figures that have large flat feet. Now we get a fairly complicated shot, which this is a combination of using fishing line and the two pipe cleaners to hold him in place. I actually do like how that turned out. Thus ends the first episode in the series, and now to move on to some of the viewers' questions from the Discord. The first one being, how did I get into Spider-Man as a character in the first place? Well, as far as I can remember, my first media of any kind regarding Spider-Man would have been the 1990s TV show. Shortly thereafter would have been the PS1 game, Spider-Man 2 Enter Electro, which would have been the first Spider-Man video game I ever played. And after seeing Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 1 in theaters, then that basically solidified my interest in the character. The next question was, what inspired me to do stop motions in the first place? In that regard, I had an excess of time in action figures when I was a kid, and a love for movie making. I'd watch a lot of those behind-the-scenes videos you'd get as a VHS set, specifically Jurassic Park, Jaws, a lot of YouTubers like Indie Mogul, Film Riot, or Freddie Wong. Essentially, I wanted to make movies, and stop motion seemed the most accessible way to make the ones that I wanted. The next one was there anything you wish you did differently in the older episodes? Quite a lot, actually, though I wouldn't go back in time to change anything. There's a lot of little things here and there which I would have liked to do differently if I was to make them again. Which that actually be the next question. Would I consider reanimating the older episodes of the series? I would say yes, though I already have plans for episode 9, and I would like to finish filming that first before working on any other projects. But it is something I would definitely keep in mind as I proceed. As far as other updates for the channel, if you'd like to see what I'm working on, I'd recommend going to the Discord and getting to the Work in Progress chat, as I post there almost every day with small clips of what I'm working on. I don't want to post them to the YouTube channel, as by the time the full video comes out, there'd probably be 200 or 300 uploads. If you want to keep up on what I'm up to, you'll probably want to go there first. Also, if you want to support the channel, I do have a Ko-Fi, which I'll link in the description and the pinned comment. Thus far, I've had a couple people who helped fund the purchase of a 3D printer, one of the action figures that will be in the video. Anything you contribute, it'll basically help me purchase any materials, camera equipment, figures, and just move things along more quickly. I should release the second teaser trailer on the 30th. Keep an eye out for that one. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and thank you for watching. Wherever you are, I hope you have a good rest of your day.